Konnichiwa, minasan. Zsadist here, MagickDream Creations, and I have Wretch of Wretch Plays with me.
Greetings, programs.
And we got another Nocturnal Nerds podcast. We got a special one because we got to see Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
yesterday.
special is the term for it.
So yeah, we're covering Suicide Squad. It was opening night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was opening night on Thursday. We did the Thursday early release thing at the Synergy, which is an amazing theater here in the Petroplex, and got to see it before anyone else did.
Which was awesome. And they had really, really cool cups.
Yeah,
too.
very, very cool cups. Whenever you can get the decent merch, that's a good thing.
Makes it even better. So yeah, I really liked Suicide Squad.
Did you?
Yeah, it went like over my expectations of it from the trailers.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I thought that I enjoyed it too, but they showed 9/10 of the movie in the trailers.
This is true. Yeah, this is
Now
true.
that if you think about it,
yeah.
they showed so much because they were first of all, to kind of thing, this movie was, and I'm not going to say it was like anything melodramatic like it was DC's Last Hope or anything, but they were so wanting this movie to be successful and better than Batman v Superman, because while Batman v Superman definitely had its moments, it was not, to use the phrase, universally praised and heralded.
I know you guys told me to wait for the director's cut.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I still haven't seen it.
But went in with no expectations whatsoever, and I thought it was a completely serviceable superhero movie.
Yeah.
I thought it had its fun moments. It had some really good characters. The plot, I thought, was very basic.
Yeah.
It's the same superhero plot. And should we go ahead and give the spoiler alert, Z?
Oh God, yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert! Stop right now. Stop this. Go watch it.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Typical evil deity or evil force wants to create a machine that will destroy humanity. We've seen this 100 times before, and it's one of those things it's very formulaic, but you have to kind of rely on your cast and everything to kind of make that a little bit special.
Yeah.
And for most part, I thought they had a really, really good cast.
Oh yeah.
A really good cast. One thing I have to say, should we just go down the line?
Yeah.
Like character to character?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start, I guess, with Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller.
She was,
oh,
yeah.
God.
She was the black lady who didn't take any crap.
Yeah. I hated that character.
You hated that character?
I hate that character, period. Like, because she's that generic, you're going to hate this character. Mm-hmm. No matter what, because she's meant to be hated.
But she's all about the greater good. Greater good.
Oh, the greater good. I think that's why I hate her so much, because she was like, I'm going to do anything in my power to make this work. And
she was played by Viola Davis, who was on ABC's How to Get Away with Murder. And she did a very good job, because I've seen a lot of different interpretations of that character. I think Pam Grier played her on one of the DC shows on like the WB. Played Amanda Waller. The animated one is the one that I'm most familiar with from like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. But she did a very good job. She personified that character and
really well. How
much of a hard ass she was, and how she was willing to break every single rule in the book to do what she needed to do, or what she felt was right. Yeah.
Yeah. That man.
So very interesting. Now she hasn't gotten to any of the Candace type stuff. She's pure Black Ops at the moment, but I'm kind of curious if that character is going to get more involved into the Justice League storyline, because if so, it's going to be very interesting to see how she deals with like actual heavy duty metahumans.
Oh yeah. Well, then they did that spoiler at the end of it that they were leading to the Justice League
with good old Bruce.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that analogy. I agree with everyone in that analogy, and they say that in the trailer. Like, what if Superman came down to grab the president and flew off with him? You know, who would stop them? And I'm looking at the roster from Suicide Squad, and I was like, no one from them.
Nope.
not a one.
No.
Maybe if Deadshot had kryptonite bullets, maybe. Or if they had kryptonite weaponry, they might be able to give it a go. But yeah, there's just
Superman would eat their lunch.
It was a weird analogy, kind of thing. But she did a really good job. Let's go into the actual squad itself.
Yeah.
Let's go with Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Floyd.
Oh.
Played by Will Smith. And I remember a lot of people were really, really nervous that the movie was going to be overtaken by Will Smith. Not purposely, but just Will Smith is such a...
well-known and established actor.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy. That it was going to be, oh, it's all these characters and Will Smith.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I thought he did a very
well.
good. He did a very good job playing Deadshot. And Deadshot 9 times out of 10 is always portrayed as a very one, occasionally two-dimensional character. And he shoots things. That's what he does. Didn't have any problem with him being played by a black guy at all. He wasn't traditionally black, I don't think. But the character and the struggle with his daughter and kind of what he is as a person. Who used that? Who used that analogy? It's Flag. Flag used that you're a serial killer who just collects money. Yep.
And that really irked him too.
That was an interesting concept for it, and you saw his conflict when they were fighting Enchantress right before he's about to do that shot, kind of thing. I think he did a really good job.
Oh yeah. I got to see, I think it was like one of the interviews, I can't remember what show he was on, Will Smith, and he fanboyed so hard because he got to see the Batmobile turn around the corner, and he just went, ah! Uh-huh. So I thought, and so he enjoyed himself, and it came across really well in the movie.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So let's go with the character or one of the characters that everyone was really worried about. Let's go with Margot Robbie.
Oh, yes.
As Harley Quinn.
She did awesome.
I have to agree. I was pleasantly surprised because I was wondering how they were going to do it, and if they were just showing all of her Harley moments in the trailers. Yeah, I was like, oh no, she did an amazing interpretation of Harley. I thought.
Oh, she did. She did the whole in love, kooky, crazy part of Harley that you don't really get to see a whole lot.
And she had the Brooklyn accent, but it wasn't like that. Oh, she always is gonna talk like this kind of thing. It was when she was upset or something, it would come out. But like most people, it would. But it wasn't like super thick. You could understand everything that she was saying. Yeah. And and people go at the fact that she was overly sexualized. The thing about it is that character in general has always been not overly sexualized, but she's always been sexualized.
Oh yeah.
This is
even in the animated series.
This is a lady that the Joker finds attractive enough to date. Yeah. This character is going to be sexualized, and we just gotta accept that. Yep. Kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they even did that whole subtle joke. It was like an adult joke. Then you're gonna rev your Harley in the animated series.
Oh yeah, in the animated. Aren't you gonna rev up your Harley?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, but she did a very good job. She had the baseball bat, the pistol, the hammer, all that stuff that you would think that she had. And they had that shot of her in the traditional garb. Yes. In the actual Harley Quinn garb. I love that. Yeah, which is cool. Let's the other character related to Harley I want to talk about last because that was the one that everyone was kind of very, very curious about. Let's go with Flag. Meh. Yeah, just
he came across as meh. Like
he was very, very meh, and I understand that they were trying to push him as this hard-nosed military man who was in love and all that kind of stuff. He was just there. Yeah. And
even if he wasn't there, it would have.
And the thing about it is with the actor, I don't think it was the actor's fault. Just those. I don't think you could help those lines. Those lines were just very. I am hard-nosed military guy. We've got a mission to do. Let's do it.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Yeah, and that really hurt that one.
But to be fair, that's who Flag was in the comics. He was that hard-nosed military guy who had no problem killing anyone who stepped out of line.
See, I have to go back and read the comics now.
That's what he was very. He was very just kind of meh. Meh. Flag was always like that. I felt, at least the stories that I read. Let's talk about the villain of the piece in a way. Let's talk about Enchantress.
Enchantress, yeah.
Really interesting way to go about that character.
It was. They were trying to be sexually, overly sexual with her to counter, I guess, overshot Harley in a way. That's what it felt like.
I don't know if it was really kind of overly sexualized. I think I don't know. Like the human body when it's contorting can only go so many different ways.
Yeah, this is true.
But yeah, I really liked the design when she was actually Enchantress, not the hybrid at the end. I could care less. That was just kind of meh. But when she, the dirty, kind of thing, I thought that looked awesome.
That's actually something I want to cosplay.
Really?
Yeah. Because I love that look, the dark
and how trippy it was when she first summons and the hand goes underneath and then just turns around.
That is actually my favorite part in the movie.
Because you've never seen anything like that. It was just kind of really, really rad.
At least not in like you can see that stuff in horror films like The Grudge and all that. That it happens, hands coming out of hair and everything. But that worked really well.
But it was just really subtle, and there she was.
To show you that there's two entities in that one body.
Actress did a really good job, I thought. I don't know her name for the life of me, and I apologize for that, but she did a really good job until she became your generic villain.
Yeah.
And then
it became flat.
But then it's just like Flag, those lines, you can't make them sound different than what a ton of actors have done before.
No.
It just was what it was. How about Croc?
Croc was interesting. I didn't know Croc had dang it, what is it?
Creole?
Creole, yeah, the Creole accent.
Yeah, because you remember him from Batman the Animated Series.
Yes, I
do. One of the versions that I've heard, he's been given a lot of different backgrounds and stuff over the time. I actually do like the Creole vibe because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. The actor, I thought, did a really good job, and I loved the facial makeup and with this mix. I think it was a mix of makeup and CG. I think.
Yeah.
But his body type was not
what I thought at all of Croc.
No, because it made him look like he just had a huge head. He looked more like a frog than a crocodile.
Yes.
So I think that was one of those situations where I think
didn't he have a tail?
No.
No?
Some versions, I think he's had a tail. It depends on how much far he's mutated.
Ah, okay.
But I know he didn't have one in the animated series.
Okay.
At all. I think it was one of those instances where they should have went with more CG and made him keep the same actor, because the same actor was great.
Oh, yeah.
But buffed him up to make him make him more proportionate to his head.
Yeah.
I guess.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. And I've seen that actor. He's an older guy, too. He's a pretty older guy. I think he's in his late 40s, early 50s.
Nice.
Yeah, he did a good job, though.
I really like the way he walked. He was doing the whole...
The sway kind of thing.
It was like, ooh, Predator. That's awesome.
Then we have characters, Diablo.
That was really... Oh, I love Diablo in this
Diablo was a cool... I like it. One of the things that I like about DC is they take these characters... And this is probably a bad case with Diablo, because Diablo has an awesome name and awesome powers, but DC, at least in the last 10 years or so, have taken these horrendous characters with horrible gimmicks and turned them into complex, very kind of deadly, interesting characters. Dr. Light, like we were talking about last night at dinner, a prime example of that.
Yes.
But Diablo and his whole pacifist thing, and I just loved that why he powered up at the end of it. He's like, no, because I'm owning what I did. That actor was very good. He was very subtle but very emotional. He was one. He didn't talk a whole lot, but when he did, it
resonated.
Yeah, it resonated. I liked that a lot. I would have liked to have just seen a movie with him.
Yeah,
to tell you the truth,
Diablo backstory.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to see that.
No,
but it.
Sad panda.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But he was pretty good.
Because
he wasn't in the movie for that long, or he was in the movie the entire time, but you didn't see his powers, and they had an awesome reason as to why. Because he just didn't want to use them because of the horrible things that he did. But he was always there. He kind of turned into the conscience of the team.
He did, which was odd. But I really liked the way that they animated his actual final power-up. If this is what I
when he went into his form?
Oh, that was gorgeous.
His war form?
Aztecian. The artist in me went, ooh, this is pretty. There might be fan art of that coming soon.
Now let's talk about Boomer.
Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang. What the hell was up with the pink unicorns?
Okay, I told this to Mike, and I think I remember saying it. I feel, and this is my personal opinion, that it is the answer to the whole Deadpool unicorn thing. Because like Deadpool had this whole unicorn fetish in his movie and everything, so I guess they might have thrown that in there for Boomerang, because I don't think that was his thing.
No, I have never, and I guess I may be falling behind in the comics. If anyone wants to leave a comment to correct me,
please,
on this video, please, I will make sure to look it up. But I've never heard of Captain Boomerang having a pink unicorn fetish. It made no sense to me.
Yeah.
And it made no sense in terms of the plot. It was just, it was a sight gag for like two times. It was a sight gag. And that was that.
And I could see it with the whole, if you do it in 3D, is that unicorn goes throwing at your face. But that's about, I was like, I don't know.
Well, when I saw the pink unicorn, I was like, what the hell? And as I saw it again, I was like, have you seen the movie Red?
Yeah.
With Bruce Willis and John Malkovich and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I thought it might have been like John Malkovich's character's obsession with the stuffed animals, because there may be like a bomb inside or money or something like that. But no, it was a sight gag and it was gone. I would have liked to have seen him use the boomerangs more in an offensive capability, because he is a Flash villain. Mm-hmm. And the Flash did have a brief cameo in the movie, basically one-shotting Captain Boomerang, which I was not particularly fond of, because I'm a huge mark for the Flash Rogues. Mm-hmm. I love the Flash Rogues. They're my favorite group of. I like the Flash's Rogue Gallery better than I like even Batman's, because some of them have some really interesting stories. When Jeff Johns took hold of the reins and started doing stuff like Rogue War and really awesome graphic novels.
Nice.
But yeah, just a little bit more of the boomerangs, and I got irritated. I wasn't irritated. I was disappointed. He didn't swerve anyone, because Captain Boomerang 9 times out of 10 is the most self-serving rogue. He will swerve anyone. Like, he won't necessarily kill them, but he will leave them in a situation where they can easily be killed if it thinks that he can. Because when they're in the bar, and he's like, "All right, you're free to go." I didn't expect to see him for the rest of the movie. I was like,
I know, right?
Done.
And he comes.
And then he just kind of walks up. I was like, when is Captain Boomerang showing a conscience?
Right.
Really? Especially if they're just introducing the character. I know he's a little bit more complex now, but that was what it was.
I think they were trying to make him like the relief, or the comic relief of the whole movie.
Now, what about Katana?
Oh, now she was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it kind of... I like that they kind of did her like backstory and the fact the sword that captured.
But it was just an exhibition.
There wasn't really like.
Or exposition, not exhibition. Yes.
Exposition.
Words.
Like it felt like she didn't really fit in the movie.
No, it's just flags saying, "Yep, that's her. Her husband died. That's his sword, or that's the sword that was used to kill him. Holds souls." And you're kind of like, fair enough.
Yeah. It's that whole that's dark and demented.
But you didn't really even see. The only time you saw that it's smoking when she's talking to it, like before the final battle. Other than that, you saw it was like, okay, she's a
katana.
She's a lady with a mask who fights with a sword.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It. That's all you really find out about her in the movie, which I was like, oh, well, she could have potential.
Yeah. Was that
Slipknot did a?
Oh yeah, Slipknot.
Small cameo.
Who existed for no other reason than to get his head blown up.
Yep.
And you knew watching the trailers, like, oh, Slipknot's gonna die. That's just how it's going to be. And it sucks, too, because he's played by Adam Beach. A lot of people don't know him. But Adam Beach is one of my favorite Native American actors, because he played Chester. He was a detective on Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
Yeah.
And he was also Joe Dirt's Indian friend who got blown up by fireworks. He's actually a really good actor, and I really think they should have given him something else. But that's the only reason Slipknot was there, was to get his head blown up. That was it.
Yeah, to show that they were actually being serious about what they said.
Yeah.
Sad piano. Was there anybody else?
Time to talk about the Joker.
Yep, Joker.
Joker. So, Jared Leto, and we had all heard the hype about this.
Yes.
About Jared Leto's Joker and all the horrible things he did to his cast members and all this kind of stuff. And all I'm thinking, I'm giving it a shot, because to be honest, I was one of the first people when I saw the first picture of Heath Ledger as the Joker, I was like, don't get me wrong, I didn't like rage or anything. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is William from A Knight's Tale, and he's playing the Joker. That's gonna be so weird. And then it just blew me away with how awesome he was in the movie.
Yeah.
This gangster version of the Joker is interesting. And I have to say that in terms of Joker interpretations, it's probably one of my least favorite. But it's very interesting to see a different flavor of the Joker that we have not seen before on screen. I don't know what he was I don't know what he was trying to convey.
I want it, like, when I explained it to Lance, it felt like to me that he was mixing the old gangster Joker from the movie. I can't remember.
The Jack Nicholson one?
Jack Nicholson, yeah. And kind of going into that dark, demented killing joke. Kind of.
Like, he had an interest. He didn't need the grill.
No, the grill was a little too much.
He didn't need the grill, and he didn't need the... I didn't mind the tattoos, except for that damaged one over his head. It's the whole Tywin Lannister thing. You know, any man who has to say, I am king, is no true king. Any person who has to write damaged over their forehead, they're just looking for attention.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing. He had a great look. He was not in the movie...
A lot.
He was not in the movie long enough to garner the attention that he got in the trailers.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't have even put him in the trailers.
No.
I would have had that. Everyone's like, "What is this? We have to see this." You know, kind of person that he is. Because he had like the freaky looks. I just don't think they gave him a lot of. I don't think the cut of the movie, and I'll get into this in a second because this is my primary issue with the film. I don't think the cut gave him a lot of scenery to chew up.
No. It felt like his parts were completely rushed, and it's a hurry up, get it over.
He interacted with Harley. That was the only.
Was it.
That was the only main character that he interacted with was Harley.
Yeah. He
did not interact with any other members of the squad. No one. He didn't even interact with Batman.
No, and that's like his number one focus.
And that's the thing. Like, this Joker came off as simply a gangster. Yeah. Like a homicidal gangster, but I did not get any kind of danger vibe off of him, off of that. And that to me lessens Ben Affleck's Batman. The reasoning why is like, okay, if you're Batman in this universe, that's your Joker.
Yeah.
That is your clown prince of crime. That is your arch enemy. And he's just a gangster.
Yeah.
He actually reminded me more of a psychotic Black Mask, for anyone who's familiar with the character of Black Mask. Very similar in terms of like mood swings and temper and things like that. And like, he was just a gangster, and the Joker has that character has evolved beyond the gangster.
Yeah. It's very odd. He is one of my least favorite Jokers.
Yeah,
like, he goes
and that's
the TV
and that's
series.
no fault. That's no. I like that one.
The
Cesar Romero, the 60s.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
But
like
would you like to know?
fact.
Would you like to know a little bit of random Batman trivia?
What's that?
The Riddler, before the Batman TV series, was a D-list villain in the Batman mythos. He had never. He had shown up in like 2 or 3 issues. He was not considered a major foil to him at all. He was considered a one-off character on the TV show before Frank Gorshin played him, who that did the all that kind of thing and brought his maniacal kind of vibe to him, and instantly became one of the Frank Gorshin is the sole reason that the Riddler is considered a big villain now.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. See, my Riddler was the animated series, and then the movie. I think it was Batman
Forever.
Batman Forever.
With Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's Batman Forever.
Well, a prime example is during the '60s, the '60s movie with the shark repellent bat spray and all that kind of stuff. There's a scene where Riddler actually shoots the Batcopter down, and he has a chance to kill Batman and finish him off. And like Joker grabs him and he's like, "Why aren't you come on, we got to do it." He's like, "No, I have to send a riddle." and Joker is like, "What are you talking about? We have him, kill him." And Joker like, "I have to beat him. I don't have to kill him. I can kill him after I beat him. But that whole mania was established even way back when.
Oof.
So.
Yeah, this is true.
But, yeah, I didn't see Joker in him at all. I saw a little bit. And that kind of leads to the primary issue with the movie. The cutting. Yeah. I really think that this movie suffered the exact same fate of Batman v Superman. And you haven't seen Batman v Superman yet. Hence the reason that we're telling you to watch the director's cut is because this movie, you can tell, scenes are completely clipped near the end and beginning.
Yeah. And you know when you're watching it, you know you missed something. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to see it until, when they come out.
Well, this movie, this cut, the theatrical cut, makes Joker simply seem like a love-struck hero. Yeah. Like anti-hero kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he's killing people, but all he wants is Harley, and the relationship with them, other than him ditching her after the car wreck underwater, is completely like sweep her off her feet. Mm-hmm. It's the Harley that Harley has deluded herself to see.
Yeah.
You didn't see like Joker being abusive toward her at all.
No.
In the entire movie. You're actually rooting for the Joker, and not in that is like, oh, it's not the Heath Ledger Joker kind of way. It's literally like, and I'm waiting. I'm like, he's going to rescue her and he's going to let her down somehow or try and kill her and something. It was it was literally, let's go, Puddin'.
Yeah.
And that was very, very strange to me. And
it felt off.
Yeah.
Completely off.
And you saw just a lot of the scenes. I'm kind of like, this could have used a lot more. And from how I understand, this movie was butchered to shreds after they did...
Deadpool.
No, actually, it wasn't Deadpool necessarily. It was the first or second trailer. It was the second trailer. It was the one that used Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah.
And people watched, because the first trailer for Suicide Squad was very dark. Mm-hmm. And the second one had some humor because of Bohemian Rhapsody. And everyone had such a strong... Yeah. Warner Brothers... And if you look at anything that Warner Brothers does and read any like Kevin Smith stories from like Batman and Superman and stuff like that, Warner Brothers is infamous for getting their hands directly into projects and trying to, turn it the way they want to, unlike Disney with Marvel, who's basically like, do what you do. We will throw money your way. Mm-hmm. Just don't mess up.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't particularly care which demographic buys their stuff.
As long as people are buying
their stuff. That's one thing I have about Warner Brothers that I'm like,
But it was... I'm looking forward to a director's cut, because I think because I saw a scene of Joker slapping Harley. Mm-hmm. Like, that's established, like, from shots in the film, and we never saw that. Like, we saw there was a lot of shots that just were...
seemed pointless at that point.
Now, in terms of the story, I agree with Mike. We were all eating after the movie, and we're talking about this. Mm-hmm. That they really did need to take on some sort of superpowered deity.
No.
The Suicide Squad, when it was initially there, was designed to take out rogue warlords and government metahumans gone wrong. Like stuff,
the cleanup crew.
Stuff like that. They had jobs that were a little bit above their power level, but not like go take on a god, kind of thing. This is the kind of stuff that Aquaman and the League should show up and try and deal with. The scene at the end of the film bugged me because Bruce Wayne is protecting Waller.
Yeah, that one bugs me too. Because
I have to realize that this is maybe Bruce is not fully aware of how deep Waller's actions go. Like when she kills everyone in that room.
Yeah, all the FBI agents.
All the FBI agents.
That
I don't think, and I think that's what I think they should have established that Bruce has no idea, because if he does know, that's not Batman.
No.
That is not Batman.
No.
So it's because Batman always fought Waller. Always fought Waller and what she stood for. Sometimes he couldn't do anything because of the government being involved in it, but he always fought against her. He never protected her.
No. Not even for own personal gain. No.
Yeah. So
that one irked me a little bit. Mm-hmm. Quite a bit, actually.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you would give the movie? because the action scenes were decent.
Awesome.
Yeah, the action scenes were good.
I really liked their Harley.
The zombie kind of stuff was meh.
Weird.
Yeah.
Very weird. I don't know if those were bumps or eyeballs.
When they were eyeballs.
Okay.
The thing, when I saw the trailers and saw these weird kind of creatures, because they never show them, my first thought, and one of the reasons I was really excited to see it, is I thought that they were parademons.
Yeah.
I thought it kind of would have been, because they established at the end of Batman versus Superman that Lex Luthor had contacted Darkseid.
Yeah.
Okay? Or not necessarily Darkseid, but Steppenwolf, who's one of Darkseid's lieutenants. But I was expecting that to be like the recon team of parademons, and maybe like one baddie from Apocalypse who had landed down to kind of, oh, right, what is this place? Why did the strange, skinny, awkward, bald man have us come here?
Yeah.
And I figured, okay, they're sending the squad to recon the recon, and if they don't make it back, they don't make it back. That's life.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, just Enchantress and stuff.
And her brother and
I think them fighting parademons and actually taking on things from Apocalypse to kind of tie into Justice League more.
Yeah,
would have been really cool.
And then Enchantress could have been, I guess, part of the Suicide Squad. I don't know if she ever was. Or
maybe that she's always kind of in the background, and maybe she shows up to help fight the big baddie. I don't know.
Because she is one powerful.
She is, but I never saw her melee fight until that movie.
Yeah.
When she had like the Inca style scimitars.
Yeah. This was really, I liked that part at least.
So
I'd say I want to give it like 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I'm in the 6 to 7 out of 10 range. I suggest you guys go see it and get your own opinion, because there are moments in the movie that are worth your money. Just don't expect to be blown away.
No.
I think Rotten Tomatoes definitely, in general,
just slashed the heck out of it.
Yeah, all the reviewers at that Rotten Tomatoes grabs, but they get the people who do all the blogs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, which then it becomes very opinionated
and I just it was worth the money. If you guys get a chance to go to like a matinee show or something, go see it. You'll probably, there's a lot in it to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
As long as you just kind of turn your brain off and figure, okay, this is just your normal superhero film. And I remember telling you that too. I was asked to, like, why is it the same thing? Yeah. Like, if you think about it, this is very similar to the plot of Avengers.
Yes, it is. That's what it seems.
In a lot of ways. It's just that vibe of whenever Hollywood tries to do a superhero movie with a very different tone or a very different formula, if it fails, they'll completely just back out of it.
Yeah.
A prime example of that is probably one of the best superhero films ever made, Watchmen.
Oh, God.
Watchmen is one of the best superhero films ever made, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
You're not the only one.
But the fact that it doesn't end with a huge, like, big fight or this huge come up, it's very, Rorschach, no.
Yeah.
This is the new, it had a very melancholy, sour ending.
Not everything can have a happy ending.
Yeah. And the fact that that movie I don't think it bombed, but it failed in the box office. It didn't make a whole lot of money. It has since made its money back in DVD stuff, especially with the director's cut.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going to have to do with this one and Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of studios are afraid to go into those kind of tell
a different story.
Tell a different type of story. So until then, we're going to get probably more of... And maybe this is the fact that evil creature builds a machine to destroy the Earth. Maybe this is just DC's turn to do that storyline. Because they haven't been able to make a lot of... Well, no, this was Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah.
Create machines that are going to destroy the Earth.
Yep.
Yeah, never mind.
Yep. Let's rehash all the stories that we can get our hands on.
I guess so.
Basically, just put different faces in.
And don't get me wrong, it could probably be a little bit better had they actually fleshed out the romance aspect between Flag and the doctor that Enchantress was possessing.
Yeah.
But they did not do that, so you did not care. You really didn't care. It just...
I was like, I did the whole in my head. I did the whole, oh, good for you that you usually do.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, whenever she was alive and happy and they got to be together, I was like, okay, can we get past this point now?
Yeah, this is like where Boomerang should knock them out and go, see ya.
I'm getting cavities, quit. But yeah, no, definitely, guys, go watch it, form your own opinion, you know. Leave a comment down here whenever you go see it and tell me what you think. Tell us what you think, you know, or even if you have different opinions of what we've talked about. Definitely.
Yeah, that is not a bad thing, by the way. People can have differing opinions over movies, and you don't have to set each other's houses on fire.
No, at all. Please don't try to set my house on fire. But yeah, so thank you, Wretch, for joining me with this one.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, and thank you for taking me to the movies. That was awesome.
You're very welcome.
That movie. So yeah, definitely gonna have another Nocturnals next week and more content to come. But until then, guys, ciao, matane.
Later days.